Hi everyone,
Hello, I'm Shireen,
I'm Sarah. Welcome back to our channel.
or welcome to our channel. And today we are doing a book exchange.
We are.
First
Yes,
one of
yes,
hopefully a series on this
yes.
channel
Of many.
of many. This was a very random book exchange. So,
Yes,
books
a
that we did
very
not read.
yeah. I think this is
So,
the concept. Like we just went into our secondhand bookstore
yeah,
and we decided that we're gonna pick a book for each other,
whatever the soul chose.
whatever the soul
And the
chooses.
soul did choose
Yeah.
some interesting choices.
Very,
And that's what you're going to see in
very.
this video.
Yep.
So, we are filming this intro after the fact. So,
Yes.
I don't have my book, which I might be foreshadowing how I liked it. But ding! So, the book that Sarah picked for me was Summerwater by Sarah Moss, I believe. And the book that I picked for you.
Was Poor Things by Alasdair the Grey.
So, neither of us
Mm.
at that stage, when we picked the book, had read either of those
Yeah.
books. We went into the store, we picked it up randomly, and then we read it. We have a few clips, us reading it,
Yeah.
sharing our thoughts, and then at the end we have the conclusion discussion.
Yes.
We'll let each other know how we thought
Yes.
about those books.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoy.
Enjoy.
First, please ignore my dying plants. I'm trying to bring them to life. As you saw in the intro, Sarah picked for me Summerwater by Sarah Moss. Never heard of this, and I didn't even read the back before I started, which in retrospect, I think I should have. What I wish I knew actually before I started this book was that every chapter shifts perspective. So we see the perspective of the different people that are staying in that cabin. It's written in stream of consciousness. I think it was very interesting, like how realistic I felt that the tone and the voice and the thoughts were of these different characters in their circumstances. Having said all of those things, I'm a bit bored. I'm not having a wonderful time, but I'm not hating it. So when I first started and I felt lost, I really didn't like it. 80 pages in, my enjoyment has gone up one step. I'm still not like excited to pick up the book. I think the thing that's not really putting me off is the fact that it's short and it took me actually not long to read 80 pages because I think Stream of Consciousness reads quicker. I will say one thing. If you are not a fan of for example, normal people or like Sally Rooney's style of writing where the dialogue is not in quotation marks and it's not clearly marked, then you might not like this because although it's stream of consciousness, there is still dialogue in it. And the dialogue is not in any quotation mark. There's no like indents, right? Like, how can I kind of explain? The entire book is just like these big chunks and paragraphs, and in between that there is dialogue, but it's not marked for you. So if that this bothers you, then you might have a difficult reading experience with this. For me, I don't enjoy it, but I don't mind it. I'm okay with it. Like if everything else is good, this doesn't bother me. Like where is this going? What is the point? Are they going to connect somehow? Is something going to happen? Is there something that's going to make me frankly care that I'm just reading a blurb of these people's minds? Like I'm not really getting anything out of it right now, and that's where I struggle with. I'm not a huge fan of the writing style. I mean, maybe that means that there's only up from here. I hope so. Let's see. I'm gonna check back in when I've read a little bit more.
Okay, so I am halfway through the book, and I have to say, since the moment I started this book, I was fascinated. I think the way the story is told is so interesting because it's told from the perspective of a man, and it's the story of a woman and how she come back to life and she's being like formatted into the man's vision. And it's very interesting, especially as a woman, to see the man's perspective on her and her feelings and her reactions. So it's fascinating because they cannot understand her. They just cannot control her. She's different, but at the same time, she's too perfect, and they want her to be in a certain way, and she doesn't fit. So I like to see her thinking and how she questions everything that she's going through, whether it is love or friendship, and that she wants to go and explore the world. She wants to be knowledgeable, and I love that. So it's also very funny to see the men around her were like gravitating around her because they want to own her, and she's not someone you own. So I really like her journey so far. I'm very curious to see where this is going. So yeah, looking forward to continue the rest of the book. We're back.
We're back.
And
Conclusion.
conclusion. You want to start?
How was your experience? Did
My
you have a good time?
experience was great. I'm sorry.
Ask me
Yours.
how my experience
How was
was.
your experience?
My experience was not good. Ask me why.
That's that's the coincidence. Of
I believe your soul steered you a little bit in the wrong direction.
Yeah,
here,
clearly.
but it's okay.
Somehow,
I love you. I forgive
but
you.
it's okay. I
And
mean, this is the danger of just picking a random book out of nowhere.
yes, and I hope
Mm,
you'll redeem yourself
I will.
in part 2. I believe. Let's start with mine.
Yep.
And let's get it out of the way.
Mm.
So, the book is no longer in my possession. I did not want the book to be
Part of your shelves,
part of my life.
of your story.
So, I tried my very best to enjoy this book, but the book did not let me.
Because the reviews were not too bad, I believe.
The reviews were
online,
not too bad,
right? So what happened?
but it's also the reviews are, I think, not. Yeah, they're not bad, but it's also like who's reviewing the book and the taste and people's preferences. Like, no, not to say like anything, but it could. I think that it's a book that could have its audience, but it's really not me.
Yes,
I'm really not.
You're not the audience.
I'm not the audience.
Okay.
Okay, let me give you a bit of context. So the book was called Summerwater, and it starts. It's stream of consciousness somehow, and each chapter is told through a different perspective. And it's a bunch of people in a holiday cabin thing in Scotland. That's what it feels like. And it's raining and it's terrible weather and it's cold and whatever. And each chapter is like a different character. I didn't know that when I started it. So I opened chapter 1, and we're in the brain of a mother of 2 kids, I believe. A mother that doesn't have a lot of time for herself, and her brain is like all over the place. Realistic. Like very realistic. And then we go to chapter 2, and it's jumped perspective, and it's like a 180 of like the writing style and the thought. It's very
everything
like
changes.
I woke up, I'm having coffee. Like it's very this. But I had no idea at that stage that we have shifted perspective. So I'm so confused as to what's going on. So I had to take a little break and do a little search and be like, what am I missing? And then I realized, okay, it's
different character.
And this one was a man.
Yeah.
So it made sense. This was one thing I did enjoy. The only thing I did enjoy actually is like how I was like, I see the very clear difference in the voices and the brain of like a chaotic mother and this like husband who's just going through his day. Very minimal thoughts. Very straightforward thoughts.
Yeah, basic.
And then we go to other characters, which I honestly don't remember any of them.
And
And I'm reading, and some of them reference one another, and there's that. But I was like halfway. It's a very short book, so I got halfway through the book, and I'm like, what is the point? Like, where are we going? And at some point, I'm like, I'm not even liking how this is written anymore. Like, I don't understand the objective. I don't like any of these characters. I don't know them. Again, back to the short story. I barely know them.
That's the
with them
thing.
we're like for
Exactly.
a few pages.
Yeah.
I don't care about any of them. And where are we going?
Yeah.
Well,
nowhere.
apparently nowhere.
Nowhere.
Really?
Okay.
Nowhere. In between the chapters was like a mini chapter.
Okay.
And it was the rock of the formation of the under of the river of the like
nonsense.
To me nonsense. The sedimentary metaphoric rock of the. This is what I remember. I'll put the quote if and I just was like, what?
Yeah.
So I felt it was for me
a
little too supposed to
Yeah.
be deep, and
Mm.
it's supposed to be vague, and
Yeah.
it's supposed to be like
Yeah. It's supposed to be something, but it's
but I
just
found it
annoying.
nothing. Like I
Mm.
just found it trying
Yeah.
to be something,
Mm.
and it's just not.
Yeah.
And it didn't do anything for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. Okay.
I just wanted it to be over.
Yeah.
And thank God it was very short.
Mm.
So I honestly have like no other thoughts. I
Yeah.
don't I don't remember much of
Yeah.
it, and it did nothing
Yeah.
for me. However, I think more interesting thoughts with your book.
Indeed.
Mm-hmm.
I loved my books.
You are
I
welcome.
loved my book. Yeah, it was a great
My
pick,
soul did you
to
well.
be honest. Yes, you sold it did very well. So the funny thing is that I think it took us a while to get into those books, by the way, because I remember we bought them for each other,
Yeah.
and then we sat on it for like
Yeah.
a month or two. And I remember seeing this title, and I was like, "Is that the same as the movie?" Because this movie is really on my list to be watched
Really?
since it won the Cannes award. So I keep on seeing the name, and I'm keeping on thinking like, I need to check: is it the same as the movie? Is it the same? Anyways, I don't check. I don't until we say, okay, we
Mm.
need to do it now. So let's go and read. And then I realize I do some search. Yes, it's based on the movie. So at this point,
It's not based on the movie. The
sorry, the
movie is
opposite.
based on
The,
this.
the
Yeah,
movie
yeah,
is
yeah,
based on
yeah.
this. Sorry, other way around.
Mhm.
So at this stage, I realized, and then it started to click a bit. I start to remember like some of the things that they were talking about in about the movie.
Mm.
I get into it, and I loved it. The story is a woman who is reborn to the hands of a man,
Mm-hmm.
and I called it a feminist Frankenstein.
Mm-hmm.
So he creates this brand new person to the world, a woman, and it's a man, and he's like having a lot of expectation, right? He wants to mold her, to make her in a certain way, and she comes into this world like a brand new, like a baby, like in the or like a baby in the body of a full grown woman.
Isn't that what every man wants?
Exactly. So she becomes like, this image, and he's trying to shape her into being something, but she's obviously like too new and she doesn't understand the codes of like society and anything. So she questions everything, right? She's just like a newborn and she needs to understand every single thing that's going on. But it's very interesting because the story is told from the perspective of a man, of several men actually, that were several
Mm.
men that will be part of her life, and yeah, all the expectation of men on women. I think it says a lot.
Mm.
Like,
So I read this book
yes,
after you read it. You
yes,
recommended it to me, so I also read it, and it really was great. And you know
yes,
now what I'm thinking is
yeah,
every man in the story. So there's like three men essentially.
yeah,
Well, there's more
yeah.
actually,
They're
but every man
yeah,
I feel that is in the story wants her to be something a little bit different, to
yes,
fulfill something that is
missing in
missing in
them.
them.
Yes,
And it made me think of like in general,
yeah,
like the expectations from a woman,
yeah,
or I don't know, like how egotistical are you that you expect
yeah,
another person, another being,
yeah,
they need to fulfill
yeah.
this like missing hole for you. Like
Missing
everyone
thing.
is trying
Yeah.
to mold her in a way that feeds
Yes,
them.
exactly.
One didn't have a mother, so he
Yes,
wants to feel this like motherly thing.
exactly.
One doesn't have love. One doesn't have this.
Yes,
One is
and they looked for yes,
and they all are
Baxter.
trying to
Baxter. Oh yes, she's the perfect wife, but she will never be my wife. Like, and the other one, yes, she's my wife, but she's too wild. She's always they always need to
yeah.
define her into something, right? Like she needs a title. She needs to be defined.
It's exhausting
Yes,
being always someone's something.
yes,
Like for like God's
yeah.
sake.
Let
Figure
us
it out on your own.
let us
Complete your
be.
own self.
Yes,
Leave us alone.
let us be. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, she's like a mother to one of them.
Yes.
She's like a lover to another. She's a wife to this
Yeah.
one. She's I don't know, therapist to the
Yeah.
other. Like
Like
I
let
find it
her be,
exhausting how
and she
much
just
they
wants to
need.
live an experience. She
Exactly.
just wants to go and travel and make her own mind about certain topics. So I felt like,
Let her be.
yeah, I loved her.
I loved her.
I felt like so,
I felt proud of her.
yeah, proud of her. I
And
found her very
yeah.
relatable. I think she's asking the right questions. Yeah.
Um there this book, despite like I mean I didn't expect, but there's a twist.
Yes.
There's actually a very nice twist
Yes.
that completes the point of the story, I think. Like
Yes.
if that twist was not there, I would have taken this to be a different kind of book, or like about something
Yes.
different. So that is the main part of the story,
True.
right? Like 90% of the book is this.
Exactly.
And then there's like a very big, not very big, but there's a twist at the
Something,
end,
yeah, you don't expect.
which I feel also like puts perspective as like
Yes.
a big theme of this book,
Yeah.
and how there's a different side to
Yeah.
every story, and how people take different
Yeah.
meaning to the
True.
same situation, or like to the
Yeah.
same people, and it's really interesting.
Yeah. I love a book with an unreliable narrator.
Yeah, this was
Always. I
definitely an
think this is something
unreliable
that
narrator.
that's always like add something to my reading experience. And I remember like I wrote a question: is an official record ever
Uh,
neutral?
Never. I don't think.
Nothing is very neutral,
I
right?
don't think. And how do you even know? Because again, everything is perspective.
Yeah.
So you write a record and you think, I think everyone thinks they're being
Yeah.
objective, but is that even innately possible?
Exactly. It's
You
not.
have your biases
Yeah.
one way or the other. So
Yeah.
even if you recount something and you think you're
Exactly.
saying it exactly, but even
It's
like the
not
tiniest
never
detail is
accurate.
affected by
Yeah.
some bias of yours. So
Exactly.
yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
What else did I write? I remember writing a few notes. Oh, the title.
Mm.
Poor things.
Mm-hmm.
And this is something I really liked in this book actually, because it's not only talking about the woman and the feminist cause and
Mm.
like how, I mean, this is very obvious how difficult it is to be a woman being defined by society and by
Mm.
other people and by men. But I really
True.
like how she approached like poor things in general, and poor things is associated to all the oppressed, not only the woman, but the
Mm.
poor, the sick.
The
Like
sick.
there's so many like different people, and she really highlights like how difficult certain people from certain classes are living. You remember
Um.
when she see the kids
Yeah.
starving, and she's like, "Oh my god, how is that possible?"
And she's so, because she's like newly born.
Yes.
She's also very like
Why?
innocent to a
Yes.
lot of things. So when there is one guy in the book that is trying to like tell her that people are in two boxes,
Yes.
either you're
The pessimistic or the
exactly, or you're
optimistic.
the like, but it's like in either way, it's like they're like you're a cynic.
Yeah.
There's no pure good,
Yeah.
essentially, like the conclusion of that
That's true.
conversation, and she
Yeah.
cannot swallow that. She
Yeah.
cannot accept that, because to her brain, no, there's good and there's bad, and we
Exactly.
should be good. Like very simple, like kind
Very.
of like
Yeah.
childlike,
Yeah.
right? Like there, it's the innocence of that.
Yeah.
And I think that that was really interesting, and it's a
Yeah.
lot of like medical sick, like all of this is
Yeah.
really, I think, nicely woven
Nicely.
together.
Yeah.
But
That's true.
I like her innocence.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe because of her being innocent, she's not just so ugh, like
Yeah.
everyone else in the story and like life, like
Exactly.
and she
Yeah.
really wants to help people.
She really wants to be. She's an optimistic, and he tells her like
Mm,
people like you will be like miserable or will end the world
mm, that's so
because it
sad.
doesn't work.
I know, but it's
It's
so
like, you know,
sad.
when she's asking like, but why are the doctors not like fixing people?
Mm,
And they say, yeah, but their business is to make
mm-hmm,
money out of them.
mm-hmm.
So why would they just fix them? And you know, it's like, yeah, I mean,
I mean, it's right,
fair point.
fair point, but I
Crazy,
think
no?
it's sad. It's really sad
It's very sad.
that
Yeah.
she's, she makes a lot of
Yeah,
sense.
there were a lot of, yeah, a lot of interesting questions. I think we talk a lot in general on our channel about identity.
Yeah.
I think this was one of the very important point as
Questioning
well. Like,
everything.
how do you define your own entity? Are you
Mm.
defined by yourself? Are you... Even her, she doesn't know how to define herself. You know?
And she was so bothered at some point by the fact that, like, why don't I have a past like everyone else has a
Yeah,
past? Like,
she
this is,
doesn't get
she
it.
doesn't get
Yeah,
it.
so she waits also for
Mm.
like men to be defining her, and she doesn't. And yeah, like, is it defined? Who defines your own identity? Is it you? Is it the society? Is that the other
So,
people? Are these your closest people? Is this your family? Are the people
oh.
making you? You know, like
Mm.
a lot of questions.
Okay, that's to say,
That to
I
say,
did a great
we
choice.
are coming to the to an end of our first book exchange. Is it the first one or Jane Austen and uh,
I
yeah?
mean,
No, it's our first one in the secondhand bookstore. We
yeah,
picked randomly for each other.
blind book.
Blind
Yeah,
books. This is the first of our series, maybe.
I think so.
We're
I
gonna
think we
do it
can do more
again.
for sure.
Yes.
It was fun.
It was fun. I mean, I was lucky. But you read it also, so you benefited from your choice.
I did. But again, it's also kind of like half luck,
It's
half
hit or miss. Yeah.
yeah. How can we know
Exactly. Yeah.
until we read it? So let's see.
Yeah. Enjoy.
Maybe I'm gonna put you in, I don't know, books and genres that
That
you
I
don't
don't like.
not that you don't like, but that
That
you
I'm
don't
not.
give a chance
Okay.
to.
Do it.
And I hope you will have the best time ever.
Oh my god. I hope it's not a romance.
You know what? Next book, I'm 100% choosing a romance. No, we're not being snobby about any genres. Romance. You did this to yourself. You have to read word for word. I read word for word.
Word forward. I will, but don't.
700-page romance.
No.
Coming your way. The next Bridgerton book. I'm doing it. Fix your face.
No.
Yep. So,
So
please stay tuned to watch that.
Stay tuned.
I torture her.
See you next time.
Bye.